I knew it was chaos
Okay.
because like my mind was everywhere.
Got
and sometimes when you're in chaos, you don't have peace.
Yes. Remember
You don't have peace when you're in chaos. So I always felt like if my mind was not on work, it was on school. If it wasn't on school, it was on him. If it wasn't on him, maybe I would get back to me.
4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, you have not prescribed with the realest, where we say the things your friends won't say and your man gonna lie about. It's your boy Dewey Rice, and we are here today with the motherfucking mogul, okay? Nay the mogul. Okay, so we could tell them how we met and stuff later on. Well, as we get in the episode, but I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. So I had like a whole resume on you. I went to your Instagram because I've been like watching you for a while, like for years before we really started communicating.
Yeah.
And so like definitely shout out to you, the mogul. You know what I'm saying? Nay the mogul. Your TikToks and your reels and shit used to be really dope. But anyways, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. So go ahead, Miss Nay the mogul. Tell them about yourself.
Yes. Well, hello everybody. I'm Nay, or Nay the Media Mogul, or Nay the Mogul. It really doesn't matter. Either or. It really doesn't matter what you call me.
Yep.
Let's see. I am from Columbus, Ohio.
Yes.
Grew up here.
Born and raised.
Okay. Well, I was actually born in Detroit.
Swear to God. Y'all from Detroit?
Born in Detroit. Yes.
Never learn something new all the time.
Learn something new. Yeah. My parents were married, and then they got divorced. Me and my brother were really young.
Okay.
And then I moved to Columbus when I was 3.
Oh, okay.
So I spent majority of my life, which is why I just say I'm from Columbus, Ohio, because I don't have that many memories in Detroit. I still go back to see my dad and some of my other family members, but Columbus is home.
Okay, Columbus is home.
Okay.
Period.
But yes, I'm from Columbus, Ohio.
Yes.
I graduated from the illustrious Tennessee State University.
Period. HBCU.
HBCU in Nashville, Tennessee in 2022, so not that long ago.
Wow.
And I recently graduated with my Master of Fine Arts in Film and Television from UCLA.
Period. Y'all see why she Nay the mogul, okay?
Yeah, you see why
so you said Nay the Media Mogul. Okay.
It's technically Nay the Media Mogul,
okay,
but like my Instagram is Nay.the-mogul because I felt like Nay.the-Media Mogul would be way too long. And most people just shorten it to Nay the Mogul.
Okay.
So I just
see that's what you in my phone is Nay the Mogul. That's what I go by or whatever. What made you come up with the name? Was you just thought about it one day or somebody gave it to you?
What happened? So my freshman year of undergrad, we were doing a short film. Like we had to like cast the actors, write it, edit it, direct it, like do the whole thing.
Yep.
And I didn't want to say directed by Janae Tollison. I usually say Janae Nay in parentheses Tollison.
Yep. Okay.
But I just wanted something a little extra, and I randomly just came up with Nay the Media Mogul.
Okay.
And I posted it on my Instagram, and everybody was like, "I like that. You should
that's nice.
Go like that." And I changed my Instagram that year, like, cause from like high school to my first year of college, my Instagram name used to be Loyalty Gang.
Okay.
We had crazy IG
Loyalty
names.
Gang, yeah. Crazy IG names. MySpace was crazy. Everything. Everything was crazy.
So like once I posted Nay the Media Mogul, somebody was like, "I like that. You should like change like let that be your identity." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I changed it freshman year, and I've been going with that since.
Okay, Nay the Media motherfucking mogul. Well, welcome to the studio. Welcome to the studio.
Happy to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here. So
Thank you.
I'm just excited. It's been like literally a long time coming. So Nay was supposed to come on. We was trying to set up an episode right before I got hurt. I got hurt in December, so we had to because you was here for a break or whatever.
Yeah.
And y'all know I tore my Achilles, so we couldn't. That shit couldn't happen. But you're here now, and that's all that matters. You feel me? So how your week been?
How has my week been? It's been really good.
Okay.
Actually, I've had one of the better weeks, and we could talk about how life has just been. But I've been waking up, doing like devotionals and praying.
Okay, come on.
It's just been a really, really good week. I think sometimes we don't appreciate the mundane in the boring sometimes. I think sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, I'm bored. Yeah. It's so slow. But I think it's kind of best to rest in that.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we shouldn't rest in our busyness so much. I think sometimes, and we're talking about this in the episode, busyness can cause chaos.
Absolutely.
At times. So yeah, it's been really chill. I didn't have too much to do. I got my hair done.
Period. Okay.
Yeah.
Fresh. Yeah.
Okay,
Get into it.
Yeah, fresh braids.
Yeah, period.
But yeah, it's been a pretty good week. How about you?
My week has been smooth, like you were saying. Actually, this is so funny that we're talking about this because I'm gonna talk about this when we get into it. But I just feel like I've been very peaceful. Like my life has been at peace, and it's weird. Like I don't know how I feel about being at peace. Like you know, how you talk about wanting to be in peace, and I want peace, and I want
protecting.
I don't know if I like to protect my peace no more. It's boring. It's boring as fuck. It's like, and I think too much about shit that actually matters now. Like I used to think about shit that didn't matter all the time. Yeah. I'm thinking about shit that matters, and it's just like it'd be too much. Yeah. Like, and I'm bored. Yeah. I need a little spark. You know what I'm saying? Like something, like for real.
Yes. No, I definitely feel that. Like, and I know we're getting to more things, but I'm currently abstinent. I've been abstinent almost for 2 years. Yes, like sexually abstinent.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want nobody.
I know what you was talking about. Yeah,
I can see a drink right there. I ain't never said.
Oh no, we didn't say that. Yeah, I ain't say that. I'm not gonna put this down.
I'm not putting that down. Okay, that is not my vice for real. But yeah, I've been sexually abstinent for over 2 years now.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so I feel like I'm abstinent right now. Okay, and like. It's weird. Okay. Yeah. Like it's really weird. And it's not purposely, I guess. I guess it is purposely because I'm not like trying to, like I'm not hitting nobody. I'm trying to get some coochie. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on that right now, but it's a very weird space to be in. So shout out to you for 2 years.
Thank you. And it wasn't in, well, it was a kind of an easy decision.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Kind of easy.
Oh, I can't wait to get into that.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
Okay, well, kind of easy. Okay, this gonna be a good episode, y'all. I hope y'all ready. So you already know how I go, Nay. Nay is a big supporter. I love you so much. You be in the comments. You be on all the views, all of that, right? Yes. So you know the next thing we're gonna do is the waiting room.
Yes.
The waiting room is gonna tell them a little bit about you through your answers. Okay. Yes. So the game is called Stay Down or Run. Now we're talking about, you know, coming back to our roots and things like that during the episode. So I feel like this is just a little fun, let's get you started. Okay. So based on the scenario, are you going to stay down or are you running? Okay. So you just say stay down or I'm running and you tell us why. First one, you and your little have been going strong in these short 2 weeks. Okay. They call you saying their grandparents that they're very close to passed away unexpectedly. Stay down or run?
Ooh. Stay down.
You gonna stay down?
I've done that before, actually.
Okay. 2 weeks?
Not 2 weeks. Okay. Not 2 weeks, but let's get into it. So the guy that I used to date, I was dating somebody for 5 months. Okay. And like really cared about him the whole nine. Yep. And when I met him, his mom had died 6 months before we met.
Damn.
Yeah.
Tough. Yeah.
Very, very tough.
Okay.
And a piece of me was like, because my grandmother passed when I was 14, and that was my dad's mom.
So sorry, okay.
And thank you. And my dad was in his 40s, and he didn't handle it well. I don't think anybody handles any death well, let alone the death of a parent. Right. But like I saw my dad like cry himself to sleep every night, just like lose his joy, and he's better now. It's been 10 years since he passed away, so things have progressed now. But it was a very rough few years. Yeah. So when he told me like, she died 6 months ago, I'm like, oof, that's yesterday.
Yeah, dead ass. Like you haven't been the same since, sir.
You haven't been the same for the last 6 months. But even despite that, like I guess I saw him for who he was and not what he was going through. Okay, so I like that. I did choose to stay down. I did choose to stay down. Okay, so you staying down. And we eventually broke up. It wasn't actually. It was for some other stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I stayed. You stayed down.
Okay. So for me, I would probably in this space I'm in right now today, right? I don't. This is tough. What I would want to run, right? Because that's very heavy. You don't know this person that well. If I like for the 2 weeks, right? You don't know this person that well, and it's gonna be like. But I also don't want to leave you by the wayside. Like I'm fucking with you. I'm rocking with you. We connecting a little bit, and you just something happened. So I want to be there. But like my peace, bro. Like you know, it's a lot when people going through grief. Like no day is the same, right? So I feel like I would be taking on a big burden for somebody I might not even like in a month. Like you know, so I'm around. But fuck with you for saying you gonna stay down. Okay, we love that. We love that. Okay, the next one. You and your friend go out and you get really drunk. They end up leaving you at the club, and after you confront them, they told you they were tired of dealing with your drunk ass. Stay down or run? Oh, they was tired of dealing with your drunk ass, girl.
That's not pee. That's not pee. That's fake. That is so fake. I'm running. That's not cool. Don't get me wrong. Like I've been in situations where my friends have been really drunk and they probably have pissed me off. And I'm like, okay, I really do want to like, you making me mad right now. Right. But you don't leave nobody when they're inebriated like that because anything can happen to them.
Thank you.
That's messed up. Now, the next day when you done sobered up, I'm going to tell you, you had me You had messed up
like you
last
did a
night.
lot. You did a lot.
You was doing
Absolutely.
too much.
We can have that conversation, but like, don't leave me.
But I'm not
gonna
gonna leave you.
Don't
leave anything
me.
can happen to you. Now I'm gonna feel bad because I was the last person that you was with,
and I was tired of your drunk ass, so I left you, and now I don't know.
So
like,
now
you know,
nah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna probably run too. I've stayed
I'm
down.
gonna run.
I've stayed down in the past, but I'm gonna run. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been in this situation. But you know, I feel like it's different with niggas and women. I don't
That's
know.
true.
I feel like it's different.
It's
a different element.
Yeah.
But I have been in a situation like that. So yeah, I stayed down, but now today I'm running.
Today.
That's just showing you not a really solid motherfucker.
That's true.
Okay?
That's
like,
true.
Like you said, at the end of the day, even if I'm upset or whatever, we could talk about it tomorrow. Like, we'll get into it. Yo, you really did a lot, but I made sure you got home.
I made sure you got home, yeah.
All right, 2 more. Let's get it.
Okay.
So, your sneaky link, who you have grown to really like, tells you that they are in a space where sex is no longer important to them. So, where they tell you that sex is no longer important to them. I gotta start this over. Okay. Your sneaky link, who you have grown to really like, tells you that they are in a space where sex is no longer important to them. So, but they still want to kick it with you. But no more fucking. Stay down or run.
Today, that wouldn't bother me because I'm also abstinent.
Right up my alley. Yeah.
I don't care. But back in the day, I'm gonna tell you a story. I remember
Let's get it.
There was this dude, I'm not gonna say his name, but my sophomore year in college, who, if you know, I was on that brother bad.
Okay.
Real bad. Real bad.
Real bad.
Thank God for deliverance.
Okay, period.
And he told me that he didn't want to have sex with me no more. I almost knocked his head off. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, mind you, that was the basis of our relationship. Like, I knew he didn't want anything serious. Right. I had already kind of given up that idea. Right. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna kick it with you, we doing a deal.
Yeah, I need
that.
I need that.
Today, actually. I would he left his door unlocked all the time, so I would walk into his room like,
what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, let's get
dressed.
it.
Get undressed. Like, what we doing? And one time he told me that he did not want to have sex. And like from that point on, we didn't have sex. And like I almost knocked his head off.
How was that conversation? Like, how was your response? Were you trying to were you in your accountable girl stage at that time?
Nah,
or
I was like,
you was real like, are you fucking?
No, I like cussed him out. I ain't
okay.
Lie.
Oh, you gave him the business.
Yeah, I gave him the business. I was like, what? You not gonna make me your girlfriend? Nothing. This is the least you could do.
Oh, period.
Like, the least you can do is give me the D. That's the least. And he was like, no, like, I feel like you're getting attached. And da-da-da. So I guess in his mind, he felt me getting attached and he just wanted to.
Like, kind of just.
Like, let's.
Sound like a good dude a little bit.
I guess. We decent. Like, I don't hate him. We're cool now. Like, and I ain't been with nobody in 2 years. So.
That's really
I'm
crazy.
Cool,
yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I'm running. Back then, I would have ran. Now I don't really care.
Okay, cool. Last one.
Okay.
Woo! Your best friend doesn't invite you to their birthday trip because they said there's too many people going on the trip that don't like you. And they don't want them to be uncomfortable. Are you staying down or are you running?
Ooh, that's so interesting. Ooh, this is good. This is a good one. My best friend,
your
like
best friend, crazy. That's crazy as fuck to me.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm their number one. Fuck them.
They don't like me, so you trying to make them feel comfortable? Is you crazy?
Fuck them. Fuck them. Nah. I guess what's the opposite of staying? I guess I'm running. You got me big.
Crazy, right?
That's crazy. I don't care. Because my other, granted, I only have a core group of friends. I have two best friends, and then I have my core group. In my core group, I don't like some of their friends, but that don't stop me from hanging out with them or doing stuff for them because you're my friend.
Exactly.
I don't care about your other people. You are my sister. You are my friend, so I'm there for you. And my 2 or 3 best friends, I'm your number one. I don't care about the people who don't like me. I'm coming.
I feel like got the front seat. You feel me? Like, what you mean that? Yeah. So I would have to run because you're showing me like where your loyalty lie. I think that's weird. I think really for in these days in this age now, I feel like we've converted into real adults. Like, we was in college and shit. We were adults, but now we're real. No, we're really adults. And I just don't have time for friends that's not really my friends no more. For sure. You could peep it back in college and you could peep it back, maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years ago. But now I'm just I'm cool. If you're not solid, I'm out of here. I want to go.
Yeah. No, I think I'm agreeing with you on that.
Okay, so you running. Okay, so you did good, Nate. Let's go ahead and comment up for Nate. You feel me? Nate, the Media Mogul. You did good for the game. Okay?
Thank you.
So I hope y'all learned a little bit about her because now we're really about to get into it.
Yes.
So, as Nate told y'all, she just got back from LA.
Yes.
How long ago?
I came back home in June, late June. So it's been 3 months now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So time has flew a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to do this episode with Nay because I feel like it's very, very, very important to talk about like coming back to your roots. And I think that like, you know, how old are you right now?
24.
24. Wow.
Yeah, I'm young.
Wow.
I'm young.
You do not
I
give
know,
24,
nobody
bro.
Thinks that.
You are so grown.
Thank you.
Nay, for real. Like, of course, black don't crack, but like you're like the way your demeanor
Carry
does not give.
myself.
Do you know what I was doing? 24? Do we at 24? What? I could not have this type of conversation at 20. What? 24,
Yeah,
Nay?
yeah.
And you went straight from your bachelor's to your master's.
Yes.
Wow, bro. Shout out to you for real.
Thank you.
Wow, 24. I'm really baffled. I did not think 24 is crazy. I did not think 24. And I call her mom my aunt. Like my mom and her mom we've known each other since we were literally kids.
kids.
Like literally kids. So that's crazy as fuck. I'm so sorry. Sorry, y'all. Wow. That's a lot for me. I just learned something new.
I learned
24. Okay. So back to the conversation though. So I wanted to have this conversation because Nate recently moved back. She finished her master's. She went straight through school, back home, and I wanted to talk about this. I feel like a lot of people our age and our peers have done that before. Maybe not like moved for school, but maybe school, job, just wanted to get out of Columbus, and they had to come back. And it's like very embarrassing for them. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to tell nobody. And like, I feel like it's cool to come back to your roots and like realign. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
So tell me, let's just get started. So when you went to your bachelor's, were you scared to leave Columbus when you went to Tennessee State?
Correct. No, I was not scared.
You were ready.
I could not wait.
Okay.
I was counting down the days.
Okay, you wanted to get up out of there.
I was ready to get up out of there.
Okay.
I actually only applied to one school in the state of Ohio. All of my schools were out of state.
Really? Okay.
Every single school. So I had already planned to leave Columbus like at an early age.
Okay.
And mainly it's just because I felt like growing up, I just really wasn't valued and appreciated here. Not so much from my family or like my village, but I guess, you know, nobody was really checking for dark skinned girls back in 2014 and 2018. You know, nobody's really checking for the girl.
Yeah.
I had braces and glasses. I still got the glasses with my teeth.
They didn't see the gym. They didn't see the gym in her. Okay.
They didn't really see it.
Yeah.
And I guess I always felt like an outsider, like I didn't belong. Even though like I cheered, I was in like a bunch of youth groups, I was popular, but I still felt like
it was something like you felt like the
outcast.
Yeah, outcast. There it is.
Outcast. I just felt like I was different. Like I felt like the rose I grew from concrete. Like I felt like I'm just growing from places that really aren't
for you.
Yeah, for me.
Wow.
So I knew early that I was not staying. Like a lot of my friends were like vying to get to Ohio State or Ohio University or Otterbein, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to an HBCU and I'm not staying here.
Okay.
So I knew from an early age that I wasn't staying. Yeah. And then also like because my parents both graduated from Kentucky State University. So they both also graduated from HBCUs. They both also went out of state. Like my mom is from Ohio and my dad's from Michigan. Okay. So like I've always grown up with the idea of you go away for college. Yep. Like you don't stay in your hometown. Yep. So no, I already knew that I was leaving. Yeah. And then when I was in undergrad, like I only came back home if it was for breaks.
That's crazy.
I didn't.
So you grew to love it in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, I love Nashville. Yeah. I love Nashville. I knew I didn't want to stay there permanently, but I did love it when I was there. But yeah, if it wasn't a Christmas break, a Thanksgiving break, spring break.
You was not coming back here. You was not checking for the Columbus
Nope. Nope. Not at all.
Okay.
And I didn't, like, besides a few friends who I still have now, I fell out with majority of my friends from high school.
Oh, you did?
And I fell out with them in my freshman year.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the fallout for? Like, was it just like y'all just weren't like on the same page?
We just weren't on the same. Okay. Just weren't on the same page. Weren't on the same length. One of my like really good homeboys ended up liking me, but he was dating my friend. Oh. And then he also got her pregnant. Oh, okay. Granted, me and her fell out, but it didn't give me the license to be with her ex.
Yeah. Like, babe.
Because you were my friend at like,
a baby? It's crazy.
A baby? Hey, what I'm going to do, bitch? Step mom? No. Nah. So, I don't know. People just are just different and have different values than you. Absolutely. And I think me going away, I was able to see more than just my porch.
So why was I just having a conversation like that? So for me, I guess mine was kind of different. I mean, I went away for school, but it was kind of still kind of close. Like went to Wright State for a year. That was like an hour away, not even. And I went to Kent State, which was like an hour and a half if you speed and go 80.
Right.
But 2 hours if you feel me, you driving the right way. And so I was always coming back home. Like I I was kind of like a commuter student, if you will. Like I wanted to get my hair cut, and the barber down there couldn't do it for me. So I would come home like every other week or every 2 weeks, or like I came home and drop it a dime. But it wasn't like, but it was also good to like be away too, like be in school away, because what you just said, I feel like college. I was just having a conversation with somebody yesterday about how college is, I feel like it's more of, because a lot of people go to school and they don't use their degree today, right? Like I'm not using my bachelor's at all, but I feel like the experience is more than anything. What you just said, like going away to school, you opens your eyes to so much more. Like
absolutely,
it really is based on it's experience for me. Like not really education. I mean, I learned, but come on now, it's a piece of paper. It's that experience. It's opening your eyes up to seeing something more than what you feel me you grew up in. So. Okay, this is going to be really good. Okay, so you go from undergrad to, what made you pick
UCLA. Yes. So in undergrad, I knew that I wanted to work in entertainment and media, but I had no idea really what that meant. Because most people just put the entertainment industry under one umbrella. Okay. And there are so many different facets.
Got you.
And all of them do different things and specialize in different things.
Yep.
So I think I had 6 internships in undergrad. Paid.
Okay. 6.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. In total, from undergrad and grad school, I have 9.
Oh wow.
But I think I had 6 in undergrad.
And y'all heard her. She said paid. Play with somebody else.
Paid. Okay. My people did unpaid labor 400 years ago. We ain't doing past 400 years. But you get what I'm saying? Like, not me.
Yeah.
So like I had internships in radio. Yep. I had an internship in like PR and marketing. Okay. I had one at a startup, like production company / startup network. Like I was kind of just doing a lot because I really didn't know what I wanted to do, but I just wanted to try everything. I just wanted to see kind of what was out there. I also like directed a couple things, but I was like, I don't think I really want to be a director because that's a job. And I was like, I need to figure out what I really want to do. And shout out to one of my bond sisters, Aubrey. She is in law school now. Okay. And she gave me this idea to make a list of just any school that I even thought I wanted to go to. Yep. List the degree program, how long the program was, average tuition, admissions requirements, etc.
Yes.
And I like literally used her template that she used for law school for my stuff. So a lot of the programs that I were looking at were just media management. Yeah. Which can mean anything. It's too broad. Yeah. But literally one day I Googled film and TV producing programs, not really knowing what producing means. Right. Producing can mean like line producing, like doing the budgets for like TV shows or movies. Okay. Producing can mean that you represent an actor or an actress, and because they're so high level, you get a producing credit just because you work for them. Okay. Like producing can mean a lot, and I didn't really know what that meant because I was told that an executive producer is the person that puts up money for whatever the project is. So I always figured, okay, these are people who have money to make stuff. Right. So yeah, I just Googled film and TV producing programs, not really knowing what that meant, and my program, UCLA's producing program, was the first thing that popped up. Okay. The first thing. Dope. So I click on it, and in the description it says that the producers program is for people who want to be television or film executives, independent producers, talent managers, agents, etc.
She's 24, y'all. By the way, go ahead, keep going. I'm amazed.
And I was like 21 at the time when I was applying. Yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh, this seems really cool. And I eventually did like a bunch of research on what like a television executive is. And for those who don't know, TV executives are the people that get to decide what goes on television.
Really?
Yes.
So like the actual show. So it
depends on what you do. Like there's executives for different things, but if we're talking about development specifically, these are the people who sit and think of ideas for a TV show. Okay. They hire a writer to write the show. Mm-hmm. Then they try to get the script in a really good place. Yep. After you do that, you try to attach talent, which is actors and actresses, to like get the project sold. Absolutely. You would try to attach a production company, to help get the money for the project. And then you eventually sell it to a studio or a network. A studio is a group that like actually produces your show. Yeah. Like they hired a costume designer. They hired the person that's going to do the lighting for you. Okay. Like they're literally building it from the ground up, and then you have a network that distributes that TV show or feature, whatever. Yeah. So like there are people that get to like make those kind of decisions and get to say like, you know what, this sounds like a good TV show idea. We're going to give you $1 million to do this show. Okay. And prayerfully get to Emmy, and prayerfully it actually does well. Yeah. So once I learned that like that was a job and that there weren't people like us doing those jobs, because I mean, if you saw like some years ago, there was the Oscar So White thing, like how like no black people were nominated. And we're barely represented in front of the camera, let alone what goes on behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
So like once I kind of learned that, I was like, wait a minute, like I want to be an executive. I want to be the person that like gets to make those kind of decisions, so like black people can be at the forefront. And I'm like, well, LA is where they make TV and movies, so I should go there. Yeah. Now, my program only admits 15 people.
15?
Yes.
You were selected out of 15? Shout out to you. Thank you. Hold on, I'm clapping over you. Thank what? You. 15 people.
My program only admits 15 people.
And that's something to brag about, bro. You ain't never said. Have you said that on one of your videos? Because I ain't heard that.
I put it in when I announced I was going to UCLA. I put that I'm one of 15 people.
I made you to say that one more time. Because what? Out of 15 people, that's major. Okay.
Yeah, and like hundreds and thousands of people apply.
Of course.
Every single year, and they
that
only
resume
take
was
15.
Nice. All them paid internships. They said, yeah.
They said, yeah. Come on. Okay. So yeah, and I was actually scared to apply.
Was you?
Yes.
Do you felt like you wasn't gonna get in, or was okay?
I felt like I wasn't gonna get in. I felt like that's competitive. There's no way they're gonna pick me.
Wow.
And I remember telling my mom, I was like, I want to really apply here, but I'm not sure. My mama, shout out to my mama.
Period. Mr. Creasha. What's up, girl?
Shout out to my mom. She was like, you don't tell yourself no, you let them tell you no.
Oh no, that's right. I
was like, oh, okay. She was like, if you don't get in, you can at least say you tried. If you just gonna deny yourself, then you right. You ain't gonna get in.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I told my dad, and my dad was like, no, you need to apply.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, but the application fee, $150. He was like, I'll pay for it. Now what's your excuse?
Let's get it.
I was like, all right. So, and I actually saw the application, or I saw the program on October 1st. The application was due November 1st.
Okay. So
I had 1 month exactly to get it in. I worked every single day for 30 days to get that application in.
Wow.
Getting my letters of rec together, getting my personal statement. Yeah. Like I had everybody and their mama read my papers and look over it. I had like my biggest advisors and teachers write my letters. Like I was not playing.
Yeah.
And then I submitted my application. I got my interview in March. And this is interesting. I don't know if every grad school does this, but they gave us the questions ahead of time.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't have to do questions. I did an accelerator program at Ashland University. You feel me? So I just go ahead and apply. They said I got in.
They said I got in. That was it.
That's all I need. You feel me? A little year. I did me a little year. I know you did longer than
2 years.
Yeah, I started me a little year, a little 12 months. You feel me?
Got about it. Get out of here. Get out. No judgment. You do not have to go to school for 2 years full time. You do not have to move halfway across
the interview's crazy. That's crazy, an interview.
You had to interview to get in, and they gave you the questions ahead of time, which I thought was dope.
That's amazing. Yeah. So you got to practice that shit for real. Okay.
Oh, I had everybody listen to me.
That's what's up.
I practiced in front of my friends, my roommates. Like, I had everybody like, okay, how does this answer
You was
sound?
really bought in and like devoted.
I was
really
devoted.
Dope. Okay.
I was devoted to get into this program. Like, I was not playing.
Yeah.
And so, like, I practiced some questions day and night. I had them memorized. They literally asked me like 7 out of 8 of those questions. And then they asked me some additional stuff.
Okay.
And then you have to pitch a TV show. That's a big part of your interview is how you pitch.
Okay.
So shout out to my HBCU we have public speaking classes that everybody has to take.
Okay. So that's why you speak so well. Or you came in speaking well.
I came in speaking well. Put it proper.
Okay.
Tim York.
Very cutesy. Got it. Okay.
So yeah, I had my interview and I felt like it went well. Like my roommates was kind of listening in by the door, like, I hope it's going well. And I remember after I did my interview, I was like, I killed that shit. If they don't let me in, they stupid. And then like a week later, I got in and I got a full scholarship my first year.
Full scholarship is crazy. Shout out to you once again. I'm about to be clapping this whole episode because what the fuck?
Gosh, thank you.
So full scholarship. We get to LA. I see. Oh, that's when I really start seeing your reels, your day in the life. Still really dope, by the way. I love seeing that.
You.
Like the behind the scenes of you're actually at the production place, the production companies, and like you're really just doing your damn thing. Like so, you get down there. How do you feel like transitioning from, like we were talking about earlier, HBCU to a PWI? How did that feel? What was that shock like?
Oh, the shock was shocking. So I went to LA sight unseen. I had never been to the West Coast.
Okay.
A day in my life.
Okay.
Before coming to Los Angeles.
Okay.
Never been to that side of the country. Been out the country before, but
Absolutely.
never to the West Coast.
Okay.
So I think I thought it would be like Insecure,
Yeah.
or I thought it would be the stuff I saw on TV, and that is not real.
At all.
Not at all. LA is a crazy and insane place. Number one, I had no idea about the homelessness.
Okay.
The homelessness.
I've heard about the homelessness is really
sad.
bad. Yeah, I heard it's really bad.
It breaks your heart.
Yeah.
Like when I first, my mom came with me. She flew down with me to help me move in and everything.
Yep.
And we got in our Uber, and then we saw a bunch of tents just on the freeway.
Yeah.
And like I asked my Uber driver, like, "Hey, why are all these tents here?" And he was like, "Oh, homelessness is really bad here."
That's really fucked up. I didn't know that they was on the freeway with it.
Like on the freeway with it. It made me. I kind of cried.
Yeah,
like
for
it
sure.
really made me sad.
Yep.
And even where UCLA is, like in Westwood, it's one of the most expensive bougie neighborhoods in LA. Like we're not too far from Bel Air. Like Bel Air is a real place.
Okay.
We're not too far from Bel Air and Beverly Hills, and
Yep.
there's homeless people. Like I walk out my house and I see homeless people.
Damn.
It's-
Okay, that's tough.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
So I didn't know nor expect that. I also wasn't prepared for like how expensive it is to live in LA.
Yep.
So when I lived there, I lived in grad student housing.
Okay.
And my rent was like $17.77, and that was for a
Wow.
studio.
For a studio.
For a
so that shit wasn't
studio.
even big at all.
It wasn't big. It was a closet. It was not big. Granted, I did not have roommates.
Yeah.
Because I'm too grown for that. I had roommates all
Absolutely.
through undergrad. I love my roommates to death. I was not trying to do that no more.
Absolutely.
So I got a studio by myself in graduate housing. Utilities are paid for, so I didn't have to pay utilities. But like $17.77.
17 is crazy for a little box.
For a little box.
Yeah.
It's hot, and I didn't realize that I was actually getting off because in LA, average rent is like $2,000.
Are you dead ass?
So serious.
I pay $11.95.
That's blessed.
Plus the garage. You know, plus the garage, a little 100 something. But like, yeah.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
Like you, like that would be a steal.
Yeah,
in
for
LA.
sure. Okay.
So yeah, like I didn't realize like how expensive it was. Like
Yep.
think of everything you buy regularly and add $2 and $3.
That's crazy.
On top of it.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, it was expensive. Like me and my mom were getting stuff from my apartment. That came up to like past $180 or $200. My mom was like, "What did we
serious?
get?" Like
Yeah,
she looking at
facts.
the receipt like, "Is this accurate?"
Is this really real? Yeah.
Yeah, so I wasn't really prepared for that.
Yep.
It was just a lot. And then of course, like not getting used to a new city and going to a PWI.
Yep.
It's completely different. So I was the only black woman in my program.
That's crazy.
I was not the only black person. It was me and another guy.
Yeah.
But I was the only black woman, only one from the HBCU. There were only like 4 of us or 5 of us who were under the age of 23.
Okay.
Everybody else is like late 20s, 30s.
Swear. Okay.
One person just got married and had a kid on the way. Yeah.
Grown.
So
Okay.
like I guess I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't expect that. So yeah, it was a lot to get adjusted to. On top of like grad school is no joke. Like them
absolutely
deadlines
not.
are for real.
They don't play about it.
They don't play
You can't
about
just
them.
email the teacher and be like,
email and
hey.
say, "Oh my gosh, I turned it in late." They're like, "Oh, well, I guess you failed this assignment."
Absolutely. My first discussion board, you feel me? I'm just lax with it. Like I'm back in school. So I graduated in 2016. I went to my grad program in 19. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 19, I'm thinking, oh, this is the same shit, whatever, ain't no shit. No, they don't play that.
They don't play
Discussion
that.
board, you don't have 3. Well, I thought I did 3. No. Okay, well, we don't see it. So yeah.
So yeah, 0.
Yeah. Zero. Dead ass. I'm bad though. Like you can't work with me. Like,
Right. And no,
Zero,
because
buddy.
you're an adult.
yeah, and it's online too. Cause I had one class on Morris Road in person, but the rest were online. He don't know me. He don't know.
Yeah.
Nigga, 0.
Zero.
Next. See you next week. And yeah, so they don't play by
They
that.
do not play that in grad
Yeah.
school. So like I had to really like buckle down. And UCLA's on the quarter system,
Okay.
which I had no idea what the quarter system was. We were on semesters.
What is that, actually?
Quarter systems means you have like each. So like let's say it's a semester. So instead of 2 semesters, you have 3 semesters.
Got you. Okay.
And each semester is 10 weeks.
Oh.
So it's fast paced. For sure. And the good thing about it is that if you're in a class, you don't have to be in there for that long, but like the work is picking up. Like you got something to do every single week.
Really?
Every week.
Okay.
There is no off week. Every
off
single
week at
week
all.
you got
Okay.
something to do. And you gotta turn in by that deadline. So yeah, it was a lot. And granted, like I graduated with 3.9.
Look at you.
So
Another
I did
fucking
well.
clap. Y'all, my
Thank
hands
you.
hurt. My hands hurt. That's what's up.
Thank you. So like I graduated with like great grades, and of course I
Yeah.
got the good internships and everything like that. But grad school was no joke. Like
Yeah.
I had to be on my P's and Q's. Like every weekend, like I would go to class during the week, 7
Yep.
o'clock at night, and then on the weekends I'm doing my homework because it's due on
So
Sunday.
you're not kicking it.
And not for real. Not at least my first quarter. I really wasn't.
Tapped
like
in.
I was like really locked in.
Okay.
And then also we have a Black Grad Student Association at UCLA. So I was like, oh, okay, like I'll get to meet other Black grad students. And I guess I didn't realize, well, let me not say that. So at an HBCU, I think the misconception is that all Black people are the same.
Yes.
And I quickly realized that we are so
Totally
different. We are so different.
Yeah.
So like when I was going to UCLA, like if I thought Black people were different at TSU, them Negroes was different.
Different than UCLA.
Real different. And like I never dealt with West Coast Black people. Like I've been used to Southern Black people like for 4 years.
For sure.
And like I remember when I first came to TSU, I actually hated it.
They thought you was uppity?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I thought I was uppity. Like they was like, where are you from? You talk plain.
Plain.
Crazy. I never heard plain. I'm like, y'all talk country.
I was like maybe white.
No, not necessarily
that.
white.
Yeah,
not necessarily white, but plain. Like
plain is crazy.
Plain is crazy.
I've heard like people told me I used to talk white, but like plain. I've never. You talk plain. Okay.
You talk plain.
So you ain't have nothing in you ain't have no.
No, I didn't have any accent. I didn't have no. I'm from Columbus,
no
Ohio. We talk regular. Like when people here try to talk different, I'm like, where'd you go to school?
Where you from?
What side of town?
I don't know about that one.
I'm like, where are you from? You sound weird.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first got to TSU, I was like, these people sound like they never read a book before. Like y'all pronounce word, especially like a lot of people from my school. So my school's in Nashville, but a lot of people from my school are from Memphis.
Okay.
So like how Glorilla talks, that's how they talk.
Really?
Like she's not playing.
That's real life.
That's how she talks. That's probably why I really like her, because I feel like I would school people like her. We like sisters for real. But yeah, like people say music, like how she says music, like that's
really how they talk.
That's how they really talk.
That's actually interesting, because I really used to think she was just like cap, like you know what I'm saying?
She's
or just
not,
like really
joking.
hood. But if the college folk is talking like that, then maybe it's real. Like okay,
no, she's not playing a role. Like
she's dead ass.
That's exactly how she talks.
Okay.
So like I thought that was a shock for me. So from going to Southern Black people, kind of getting used to that, and then I kind of developed an accent a little bit just by being down there so long.
Right.
So then I go to the West Coast, and these people looking at me like I'm the country bumpkin.
Now they're like, where is that plainness at?
Where's that plainness?
We need it here.
We need the plainness. We need the plainness, or like certain slang like they just don't have in the West Coast. So like they're just different. And also a lot of people, at least the people that I met, they went to PWIs as well.
Yep.
So to me they little whites. They little whitewash.
Little whites.
They're little whites. Little white tea.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. It was just a major difference in just how. It was just really, really different.
Okay.
And I don't know. So it was just a hard adjustment.
Yep.
Because I realized like, just because like these people are Black does not mean we really have a lot in common.
Nah, we not kin.
We not kin. I also coming from an HBCU to a PWI is like a big culture shock. Like, I think if you went from a PWI to the PWI, you're kind of just used to it.
It's cool,
but yeah, no, it really
totally
wasn't
different.
It was something different. And I guess like one thing that I loved about Tennessee State was the family aspect of it.
Yep.
And like, again, I have like such a core group of friends and sisters that like, and I don't deviate from that. And I guess I didn't really have that at UCLA.
Yeah.
Like I went from having like on my bond, I have 36, well, including me is 36. So I have 35 other sisters.
Yeah.
I went from like having like 35 friends and like other people to talk to and being like the most popular thing on campus to, I got like 4.
Yeah, crazy.
4 friends.
So you did develop friends in LA?
I did develop a couple.
Okay.
But like it took a minute. And also like it's not like how an undergrad, like I can come to your house at any time. We can sit there and do homework.
Yeah, we
in school, like like our schedules are different. Like I have classes only at night because all my professors are working entertainment professionals. So when they get off work, they come to teach me.
Okay.
Like a lot of other people's professors are probably retired and stuff like that. So like this is their job.
Yeah.
And most people have classes during the day. I got class at 7:00.
Yeah.
So by the time y'all done with class, I'm going to class.
Yep.
And then by the time it's late, like they up doing homework, ready to go to bed. I'm like, oh, well, I want to kick it.
Exactly.
They not trying to do that. So yeah, and then even like going out in LA, like drinks on average are like $18.
That's crazy.
It's so crazy.
That's why I stay at like the DNS in the Life. Have you been there?
No, I've never been to DNS.
You gotta try Life in DNS.
Okay, I think I saw that on your page once.
Yeah,
$8,
$10 drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like I miss coming home. When I came home from break, I was like, when I got 2 drinks for $20.
Yeah, amazing, right? Yeah,
I wanted to shout.
That's why I be pre-gaming, because like it's crazy. I mean, some clubs here are actually expensive too. So,
but I usually don't go there, or I go on certain nights.
Exactly.
You know, like you know what clubs.
They'll have fun. Yeah.
Okay, like I go to Nora on Thursdays. Okay,
I do all the Thursdays.
Okay, I go to Nora on Thursdays.
Okay, so
So it's an
Nate
adjustment.
is in LA.
Yes.
It's an adjustment. Okay, we do our 2 years. We graduate.
Yeah.
Right? What are we thinking when we graduate? Or do we know we're coming back home?
So I had an idea that I was coming home
Okay.
in December of
In
2023.
December. Okay.
So like 6 or 7 months before I even graduated.
You was like, I'm going home.
I thought about it.
Okay. Can you tell me what your feeling was though? Remember how I talked in the beginning about feeling like low-key might feel like a failure if I have to go back home. I tried it, I did this, and I got to come back home. How did you feel when that thought ran through your mind? How did you feel?
At first, I felt like, oh, this is the devil trying to like talk me out of my dream.
Okay.
Like, no, like this is the spirit of fear I'm experiencing. And the only reason why I wanted to come back home was because I was like, that first year and a half kicked my ass. Like,
Really?
let's talk about it. Like, it was a lot. Granted, yeah, I did well. I got cool internships. Like, I was a TA. I killed it. So, like, yeah, I was doing it, but like, it was taking a lot out of me, like mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally.
Yes.
And again, I often I'll never win anything like racially there. Like,
Absolutely.
I just felt misunderstood because again, I'm younger than my classmates.
Yeah.
I'm the only black woman in my class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just got different life perspectives. So, like in December of 2023, I had already felt like, oof, I'm going to need a break.
Yeah.
After this is over, because I'm burnt out.
Right.
And I'm out of it. Like even to the point where I remember like I got like really sick one week, and the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. They're like, you probably are just exhausted. You need to rest. So I couldn't go to class for a week.
Really? You had to just sit down.
I had to just sit.
Okay.
And I was like, oof, this is weird. Like I don't know. So in my mind, I was like, yeah, I'm going to need a break after this. Like, I'm not really ready to work a full-time job because that's what you go to grad school for. You go to grad school to get connections, intern, and then get a full-time job afterwards.
Right.
And that's what I thought I was going to do. Like, I thought after I graduated undergrad, I knew I wasn't ready for no full-time job.
For sure,
like,
for
I
sure.
knew I needed to like go to another school and kind of just get myself together.
Absolutely.
But I figured after 2 years, I'll be ready to, I'll be ready to work and be a grown-up or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, nah. And it's not so much that I didn't feel equipped. I just knew I wasn't mentally ready.
And that's one thing I feel like we don't focus on enough is our mental.
We don't.
Like when our mental is telling us it's a no, it's really, it's a no, sir.
It's a no.
Like,
It's a no. No means no.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
For real. But a piece of me was just like, oh, maybe it's the devil trying to talk me out of my dreams.
Yeah.
Like, no. But I had already kind of figured in December
that you were coming back.
I was coming home. But I was like, but I also got an internship at ABC Signature,
Okay.
which, well, now they actually got rid of the studio. We can talk about that a little later.
Okay.
But I got a job at ABC Signature or internship, and that was the one place where like I like wanted to intern.
Okay.
Like, when I decided to come to UCLA and go to LA, like I was like, I gotta go there. And
Yes.
ABC Signature is under Disney.
Okay.
So Disney was like a place I always wanted to work at. I grew up being a
Absolutely.
Disney kid. Like,
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, like I gotta
Gotta
if I'm
go there.
gonna be in LA,
That's
go to
a dream.
UCLA, I gotta do this.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
ended up getting the internship there. And it was like something I prayed for and
Yes.
everything. So a piece of me was like, okay, well, let me do this internship, see if maybe I can get hired on there, like see what happens
Yes.
before I make that decision. But had already had it in my mind, like
That you was coming
I
back.
don't think I'm staying.
Okay.
So I do the internship, great networking, great connections, like being in a corporate place got a lot of benefits.
Okay.
Corporate does have its benefits. I will say, like, I got free tickets to go to Disneyland.
I know
My
that's
mama
right.
flew out
Come
and we
on.
went to Disney for free.
Come on,
Me
get us
and my
right.
best friend,
Yeah.
one of my other friends, Naya.
Yeah.
Like I got to go to the Disney lot every single
Yeah.
day.
Okay.
Like the place where they made my favorite
Shows
TV
and
shows.
shit, yeah.
Like, like I get to sit on table reads, which is where like the actors are sitting there reading their lines and stuff like that. Like I got to do cool stuff that people would literally kill to do.
Absolutely.
But like after 3 months, I kind of knew that, I don't know, the corporate life wasn't, excuse me.
You good. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yes. Bless you.
Okay. Thank you. I kind of,
Bless
okay,
you.
all right.
A lot of dust or something? What's going on?
You're like,
What's going on? I don't know.
Jesus. Okay, I'm back. But after 3 months, I was like, whew, this is becoming like a lot. And I worked a full-time internship, so let me give you some understanding.
Yeah.
I worked from 9 to 6 every day.
9 a.m. to
9 a.m. to
6
6 p.m.
Okay.
And I had class at 7 o'clock.
Oh, so it was no break.
It was no break.
Okay.
I did that for 6 months straight.
Yeah.
No
Shout out
break.
to you, 23.
Yeah, and I was
25.
right. I was 23. I turned 24
Yeah.
later on. So, but I was 23 when I
That's why I
started.
was like 23 doing that.
23 when I started. I turned 24 by the end of the internship. Oh, baby. I thought I knew stress. I thought I was stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
That was a different type.
that was a different type of stress.
Okay.
A different type of stress. So yeah, that was chaotic.
Yep.
And everybody always like applauded me. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know how you manage school and this internship and being a TA." And I'm like, "That's okay. Like I just kind of do it." But like secretly, I was dying on the inside and frustrated.
Crazy,
and then when the weekends came, I still had homework to do, so I was just exhausted and overwhelmed.
So you really you didn't even have a time to unplug, like to really have no like you time, honestly, away from school.
Oh, nah, like I mean, I did. Luckily, I will say I eventually did start working out, and I will say like watching your videos inspired me to work out. So
I appreciate that.
I got into hot yoga in July of 2023, and like that was the one thing that kept me sane. Was like being active, but outside of that,
niggas don't understand how much working out keep you sane.
Oh, it does.
That's why I'm in the bitch every day.
Yeah, like, that is my therapy.
Or if I wasn't, I don't know where I would be,
crashing
bro.
out.
Yeah,
And I do have a therapist. So like I did start therapy in
Did you start
November.
therapy in LA or you started it?
I started therapy in LA.
Okay. Oh.
I started therapy in
So
LA.
you was really crashing then.
Yeah, I was crashing.
Oh no.
I was crashing.
Okay.
And I was like, oof, I don't get this support. It's not gonna.
And I think it's okay to say that. I feel like so many times, bro, like for one, I mean, everybody goes through mental health, right? But nobody would think from your reels and stuff like that that you would be crashing.
Yeah,
like
I know.
what you see on Instagram. Not saying that it's fake, but I'm just saying we're not showing us crashing.
Yeah, I'm not
putting that on my story, buddy.
I'm not putting that on my story.
I cried last night, but you ain't gonna know.
You're not gonna know that. You're not gonna know that. Of course,
but I think that's beautiful that you're sharing that, like that you. Even in the midst of like being in an internship that you prayed for, being in a program with 15 selected, like you were still crashing, and that's okay.
And that's okay. Yeah. And I remember thinking, and I remember one day when I was in class, my professor told me like, you're gonna need to get hobbies. You need something outside of this.
Absolutely.
And for so long, I disagreed with that. I was like, what? But TV and film is like my thing. Like for me, whenever I had a bad day, I put on my favorite show.
Yep.
And my day's better. Or I watch a movie and my day's better.
Yep.
But like now that I have a degree in it, I'm watching completely different stuff. So like you could watch a movie and you're like, oh, this is entertaining. And I'm like, the writing was a little off. Or, oh, that performance was off. Or, oh, they should have did the lighting a little different. Oh, that angle was
you giving Yelp reviews for sure.
Yeah. So like now it's not entertaining because I'm sitting there, I'm actively watching.
And you know, you're looking for different things within it.
It. So now I'm exhausted. Now watching something is exhausting to me. So now I can't even, unless it's a show that I watched like Seinfeld or Martin, it's like something I've watched a million times.
Right.
Like I can't really enjoy it. So I was like, dang, I need a hobby outside of film and TV. So eventually yoga became that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really, really rough. So going through that internship and then on top of that being a full-time student and then like I said, the guy that I used to date for 5 months, we ended up breaking up. So
while you were in LA?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We broke up in like March.
Did you meet him in LA?
Yeah, I met him in LA. He also went to UC. He still goes there, but he also went to UCLA.
Wow, Nay.
Yeah.
So you was going through a breakup while in school, while doing all that. Were y'all together all the time? Like, you know how like when you fucking with somebody and like y'all really tapped in with each other, like that's my person. So like that's a part of me just left. Like y'all was like locked in like that.
Yeah. Yes and no. So yes, we were locked in like that.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
He's still in school to get his PhD.
Oh.
So his program's like 5 years.
To a doctor.
Yeah, doctor. Professional man. Yeah. He was fine too.
Okay. Wow.
Jesus. Okay, back to the conversation.
One moment.
I had a flashback. But yeah, he was getting his PhD. He's still getting his PhD.
Yeah.
And I was in my final year of my master's, and he was in his second year of his program.
Okay.
And I never dated a PhD student.
Yeah.
I had like a couple of my friends that were there, of course, getting their PhDs, but like that life is, granted, my master's was struck. If I thought I was struggling with my master's in interning, he got a whole different.
It was a whole different thing.
Like, I mean, you got research. He's also
because they do like the dissertations and shit.
They have to do a dissertation.
Yeah.
He also just does research. Yeah. That's part of his scholarship.
Okay.
He also he has like a bunch of classes, so he has like papers due every single week, and the papers is like 3 to 5 pages per class on top of his dissertation that he has to defend.
Absolutely.
On top of him trying to get different research opportunities. So yeah, like when I'm at my internship, he's in class.
Okay.
And then when I'm going to class, he just getting home doing his homework. By the time I'm out of class, he about to go to bed.
Yeah. Okay.
So we just didn't have the same schedule.
Chaotic.
Yeah, it was very chaotic.
Okay.
We only saw each other actually once a week on Sundays.
Really?
On Sundays, because on the weekend I got homework to do.
Absolutely.
And he got work to do.
Yeah.
So on Sundays we went to church together. We go out to eat. We kind of like
come on, faith.
Yes,
love it. God.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, like, and that was the only day that worked for both of us.
Okay, so let's talk about it now because it's on our sheet.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I'm saying, trying to like exist in a moment or like in a season of chaos. Like, how did you stay? You said you stayed sane through hot yoga and therapy, right?
Hot yoga therapy, yes.
Did you notice the chaos while it was going on? Did you know you were living in a chaotic situation? Like, did you know your situation was chaotic when you were in it?
Yes and no.
You didn't know.
Yes.
Okay,
and no.
You did. Okay.
I knew
Explain
it was chaos
okay.
because like my mind was everywhere.
Got
and sometimes when you're in chaos, you don't have peace.
Yes. Remember we
you don't have peace when you're in chaos. So I always felt like if my mind was not on work, it was on school. If it wasn't on school, it was on him. If it wasn't on him, maybe I would get back to me.
Oh, let's get into it.
Yeah.
So as I'm cleaning today, right? So I'm cleaning the studio. It smells good down here.
Yes,
it like
great.
So
that's why you was like, that thing was going on.
We a little behind, babe. So I'm cleaning the studio, I'm doing this and that, and I'm thinking about what I wanted to say on the episode, right? And when I had sent that what is it called? That bullet
outline.
About, yes, the outline and the bullet about chaos. I finally realized I have been living in chaos for like majority of my life. Like majority of my life has been like chaotic, and it's not in a dramatic like my life was so horrible. It's just like I don't think my life has ever been as peaceful as it is today, right? And remember I was telling you earlier, I don't like this peace. Like I don't have no, like I'm not looking over my shoulder. I'm not like, not saying who can kill me, but just like, you know, I was moving around, moving and shaking. Out with one, another one might see me, her friend. Like just chaos. Like I feel like my life it's really been chaotic for so many years that I'm just now figuring out like right now I feel uncomfortable in peace, but it's because my life has been so chaotic. And it wasn't a crazy, like you were saying, it wasn't a crazy chaos, but if I'm not doing a podcast, I'm with her. If I'm not with her, I'm with her. If I'm not with her, I'm doing this. If I'm not doing this, I'm with my grandma. Like it was never a time of just me. Like these last couple of fucking months, like kind of when I got hurt, it kind of to separate like from friends and things like that. But I started to like really be with me. And you know, they always say that that's the most uncomfortable because you need to like sit with yourself.
Yes.
And I feel like I've really had to sit with myself. And it's been fucking me up, man.
Yeah.
Like, cause I really didn't realize until today when I was cleaning up, like, wow, I really have like existed in chaos, and it's been normal to me. Like
normal,
it's normal, and it shouldn't be though. Like
it shouldn't. And
peace shouldn't make you uncomfortable.
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
And I know, like, even if I look at my life, like, I mean, I cheered, I ran track, I played softball, like, I stood council.
I never sat
down. I never sat down. And you know, like, when you're taught to always go, or naturally when you are so just naturally ambitious, you just have a mindset of like, I gotta go, I gotta work hard, I gotta go after this thing. But at some point, once you achieved everything, what do you have left? You know what I'm saying? And I felt like for me, like in LA, like if I'm not in school, I'm at the internship. If I'm not at the internship, I was hanging with my dude. If it wasn't with my dude, and I'm at the yoga studio. If I'm not at the yoga studio, then I guess I'm asleep. But I never really made time to sit with me. And like even though I knew I was gonna go home, and then some stuff happened that I wouldn't say I was forced to go home, but God was like really like, you going home. And I was like, fuck. But I knew I needed the moment to rest because I felt myself like, it got to a point, I'll be very vulnerable like now. So I do struggle with anxiety and depression. I take medication for it. And that was something that was hard for me to kind of accept and do. It was just really, really rough. But I now see it as like, this is what's going to help me get better. And you shouldn't feel ashamed if you need.
So many people,
no. And if you need the help, if you need an extra boost, if you need therapy, like seek it. If nothing is wrong with you, you were actually stronger for doing that.
Absolutely.
But I remember like I would wake up crying just because I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go do this. I have to do this. I have to do this. Like I would wake up crying a lot of days. Like,
really?
Yeah. I would wake up crying for sure. I remember one time, and I also had therapy at 7 a.m. because I didn't have time.
Right.
During the day.
God damn, I gotta get up.
So now I gotta get up and talk about my trauma.
I just woke up. I just want to get some breakfast.
I just want a bagel. And I'm sitting here discussing my trauma. Like I remember one day I had a very rough therapy session. It was after me and dude broke up. And like I just could not stop crying. And I got to ABC. I was at my desk crying. And then one of the workers was like, you can't be here if you're going to cry all day. I think you need to go home. Aww. So I got sent home. I think I needed that. I got sent home that day. For sure. And like cried. And then I didn't even go to class that night. Like I just stayed in my bed. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I just felt myself just like depleting mentally. I was just losing my energy, you know. And like, of course I didn't want to slaw out in my internship. So like I'm still doing well, but like I'm struggling on the inside.
Yep.
So yeah, it got really rough, and I was like, yeah, I can't keep living like this.
Yeah.
And like, there's no way I could take on a full time. If I'm crying like this at an intern, mind you, granted I ain't working 9 to 6, but I'm an intern at the end of the day. Like,
Absolutely.
I ain't the president of the damn company.
This ain't my job.
This ain't my job.
Yeah.
Like I'm just trying to get experience.
Yep.
But like I was like, if I'm struggling like this as an intern, I ain't gonna make it at whatever that, you know, the next level would have been.
Absolutely.
And then of course I didn't get a couple jobs that I went out for, which I was shocked considering like I didn't work that 3 years.
Check the resume.
I'm like, after Disney, you can't even say no to me.
Yeah.
But like I didn't get those internships, which is also very humbling for me because I am used to getting everything, at least when it comes to my career. Like,
Absolutely.
Anything I want, anything I put my eye on, I get.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I didn't get those jobs, on top of me just not feeling good mentally, I was like, yeah, it's time for me to dip. And I remember I called my mom in like April, and I was like, Mom, I need to come home.
Yeah.
Like I just need to rest.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm gonna make it. I'm depressed.
Yeah.
And then she was like, all right, come home. It's all good. Like you good. So even though I knew in December that I think I should go home, it was official in April.
That you was coming home.
I was like, no, I'm coming home.
Okay. And you made that decision for you. And that's really, that's dope. I mean, a lot of people can't even get that out their mouth. They can't even say that that's why they came home. But I really, you know, shout out to you. I mean, I'm proud of you for doing that.
Thank
you really had to choose you. You feel me?
I really did. And it wasn't a rat. Like I prayed on it day in and day out. Even the dude, we're still cool. We haven't talked recently. My decision.
Oh, really?
My decision.
Okay, period.
My decision. We are not talking right now. And it's okay.
Protecting your peace.
For sure.
Okay, period.
For sure.
Love that.
But at the time we were still talking, he was like, yeah, I think you need to go home too.
Really?
I don't think it's good for you. Because he knew how sad and struggling and how much I was struggling. But, you know, I was like, keep going. Yeah. Like, but he was like, nah, I think you need to tap out. I talked to all of my teachers about it. They were all like, yeah, I think you need a break.
Yeah.
Even some people at ABC were like, I think you need a break and this work ain't going nowhere. So you'll be all right. So it wasn't just, and like, I was very transparent with them about why I want to go home. It wasn't like I was being lazy or I'm like, this too much, I'm out. Like it was just, it was taxing. I really can't do this.
Do you see yourself going back to LA or no?
I don't know. Okay. And right now that I'm in this state of like stillness and peace and really thinking about what I want, I don't know if LA is what I want. Like when I look back at that time, granted, I kind of got everything I want, but I felt like one thing I didn't do a good job of was building a life outside of the industry. Because entertainment is very consuming. It takes up your life. And everybody in LA is trying to be in the industry or is in the industry. And I remember like I got to a point where I didn't even tell people that I was in the industry because they would only want to be cool with me because of that.
Are you serious?
Yes. People in LA are fake. People everywhere are fake.
Yeah,
anybody
facts.
can be fake.
Yeah.
But in LA, it's really like, I'm going to use you to get whatever I want.
Wow.
And I picked that up really quickly.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh. So like I stopped telling people that
what you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say I'm in UCLA for like business or something like that. I used to lie. Whatever I could come up with at that moment.
Not for media.
Like
this
not
is
for media.
Not Media Mogul.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. So I don't know if I want to move back yet. It's because even when I think about that time, like it was more sad than good. And great. I had a lot of good times and like all that stuff, but like I guess I really didn't think about what I wanted outside of the industry, because for a long time I didn't want to be married. I was like, I'll probably get a partner, get a boyfriend or whatever, but like I never thought about being married. I never wanted kids.
It's fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
I still don't want to get married, but I do want some kids.
Okay. Like I know it's backwards, but it's just but like I never really want to get married. I also never saw myself getting married. So like when my friends would sit there and talk about, I'm happy to my wedding, I never did it. Like I would sit there and be quiet. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm glad you want that. I'll be there. Like,
won't be walking down the aisle though.
Nah. And then like I was never too pressed on having kids either. So like I only thought about my career. And I think one thing now I know is like, that's not gonna make me happy.
It's giving being Mary Jane. Did you just watch that?
Oh, I love being Mary Jane.
That's what it's giving.
I want to rewatch it now that I'm an adult, and I think I can understand what she
Facts.
went through, because I was a teenager when that came
Absolutely.
out. So I watched it, but like, I don't think I got it.
She just was about her business type shit.
Yeah, but that
then you don't have much to show for it when you really think, I guess, when you take yourself outside the industry, like you were saying.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm like, oof, and this isn't gonna make me happy. Like I thought for so long, like, okay, if I get this internship, if I get this job, if I get this apartment, if I get this will make me happy. Right. And I quickly realized, like, oof, that's not gonna make you happy. Those are just things.
Absolutely.
And you can't take none of that when you die.
And that's the thing too. I feel like a lot of things that we think keeps us happy or keeps us grounded really don't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? Even the opinions of others really doesn't matter. And like we were saying earlier in the episode, I feel like that's why a lot of people struggle to be honest about just being like, hey, I had to come back because I needed to just realign. I need to get back to like my roots. I need to get back home. Like spend time with my parents, spend time with my family, like really get back. This is me. This is where I came from and I need to get back to it. And I don't think that, and nothing's wrong with it. Like it's okay to try, bro. Yeah. It's okay to try. You can say you tried it and it worked out, it didn't work out, that's okay. Yeah. I hate that we are so programmed to feel like you were saying, we're always so on the run and so on the go that like saying we were just gonna take a second. Cause I even had an episode about how I wanted to quit the podcast, and I was just like, I felt like it wasn't moving, it wasn't doing this, but like I just needed time to really just sit with myself and be like, actually no, I'm gonna go back and do it because that's what I'm passionate about. Yeah. But it's okay to say that. I just needed time. I needed time to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really just needed time to sit and figure that shit out. Like,
for sure. 100%. And sometimes you have to realign what your why is.
See, I talked about that on the episode. So we're on the same page. You know what I'm saying?
Like, even when I have been like reconnecting with some of the executives or other people at my former internships, and I tell them where I'm at now, they were like, well, why did you do it in the first place? Yep. Like, what was your why? And I remember again sharing, like, I didn't feel like I was seen growing up. I always felt like I was an outsider, and the only place I found solace and comfort was in television. Yeah. So like that was the whole purpose of me wanting to do that and go for that career. So that way people who are like me and were like me wouldn't have to like go on their TV screen and watch a show that they don't see themselves in. Yeah. Or see characters that they don't really relate to, or worlds that are familiar. And even when I was like kind of hearing it back to me about like what was my why, granted now I realize I'm not passionate about being executive anymore. Okay. Just because like the path that it takes to get there, I'm just not. You're not with it. I'm not really with it. So now I have to figure out, well, what else is for me? One, I need to decide if entertainment is for me. And even if it's not, okay, well, what else am I passionate about? What else gives me joy? What else brings me excitement? Because I did that and it was great, but that's not going to bring me happiness. Yeah. And it's not to say that something else in entertainment wouldn't make me happy. Right. It's just not going to be that. And for so long, I had my mind set on, okay, I got to do this thing. This is what I want. I'm going to do everything it takes to get there. And even when I was on the path to doing that, it wasn't making me happy. So why would I continue to go on and do things that don't make me happy? So sometimes you also have to take a break and a step back to realize, well, why am I doing this in the first place? And your why can change. Yeah. Your why could be something in the beginning that it's not
developed
now.
Into something else.
Exactly. And it's okay to have a new why.
Absolutely.
That means you're growing, and it means you're learning. It means you're actually taking the time to know yourself and know what you value. Like now, I do want to get married. Okay. I do plan to get married. Okay. I'm speaking to existence. I do plan to get married. So like now I want a career that, I want to make a lot of money and I want to be able to provide for like my future family, but I want to be able to spend time with my husband. Period. I want to be an amazing, I want to be laid up. I want to be laid up. I want to like be able to, like, I want to be there for my husband. Like if I do, granted I'm still iffy about the kids part, but like if I do decide to have children, like I want to be there for my kids. Like I don't want to miss their games. Like I want to be able to take them to the prom. That's like, good. You know, like I don't want to miss out on anything. Don't get me wrong, there are probably some things I will miss, but I don't want it to be in excess.
I feel like there's so many things though in life, especially in this time and like our generation, bro. It's really okay to realign. Like it's okay to realign, readjust, like because we're young. Like and for you, you're 24. Yeah. Like it might change in 3 years at 27, at 30, when like you my age, it's gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? That's just based on experience and everything. So shout out to you for like having drive, but also understand that it's okay to keep readjusting as time goes on, because you're, like you said the word growing. Like when did you realize that we're gonna get to the end because we really shared a lot. When did you realize that you had grown? Like what was your moment of growth?
Ooh, that's a good question. When did I realize I'd grown?
So we done been sad in LA. We done did this. We done did that. What was your moment where you were like, you could look back and be like, kind of the conversation you're having right now, to be like, oh, well, my why changed to this shit. When did you realize that, like, and seeing that growth?
That's a really good question. Well, I will say that when I was dating the guy that I was dating, for the first time in my life, I was considerate of somebody else.
Okay.
I'm not a selfish person by any means, but like I wouldn't say I was super considerate of other people like that. Come on. I really wasn't. And for the first time, like I was like, because if I'm not going to be considerate of somebody who was going through what he was going through, it would be I would probably be neglecting him and selfish, and I may accidentally trigger something. And I knew, I was like, ooh, if I'm gonna pursue him and pursue this, like I gotta be really careful. Like I'm gonna have to approach this different than any other situation. Another thing, we talked about God a lot. He is my source, my strength, and everything of that nature. I'm a woman of God, proud of it. He was the first person I went to God about.
Really? Okay.
I was like, God, do you want me to pursue this relationship? Do you want me to pursue this person? If it's for me, it'll work out. If you don't want it, let it be your will. And like, I just felt called to him, at least during that time. And I just showed up way differently than when I did in any other relationship. And granted, while it didn't work out in the end. And I remember being super sad about it. Like, well, why would he allow this to happen? Like, why would he let us go for that long and us not make it? And I remember my mom telling me and my therapist telling me like, well, you don't know what peace you provided for him and what you did for him during that time. And granted, like, no, it didn't work out, but I'm pretty sure like outside of everything else he was going through, you probably the one thing that brought him joy.
Absolutely.
In that one season. So I think number one, when I was dating him, like I became really considerate. And now I am very considerate. At least I try to be more considerate in my other relationships as well. I also learned that like I can be nurturing. Like for so long, I was so pressed on like me, nay. And I never thought about other people. And like, now I love to like help and nurture other people in whatever way I can. I also knew I was growing when I thought about me, but I didn't think about me in a selfish way. Like, right, for me coming back home, I remember I didn't want to tell anybody I was home. That's how it be. So this is actually going to be the first time like people know like I'm officially back now. And at first it was embarrassing. I thought about what people would say. Like, even when I was at NOR one time and I ran into this dude from high school, and the first thing he said to me was, "What are you doing here?" Not a hey, hi, fuck you. Like,
not a hey, hi, fuck you.
Like, what are you doing here? And I was kind of like, I just said, oh, I'm visiting. And usually if I see people, I just say, oh, I'm visiting. Like, I'm just here visiting my mom, whatever. Right. But like, I didn't realize, like, I don't want to say develop that reputation, but develop the reputation of being the girl that was never here or being the girl that got out, like whatever you want to call it. But I think once I realized like, okay, I'm actually doing this to take care of me. I'm not doing this to impress other people. Absolutely. And I feel like that's the part. And that's the part. Like, I feel like I did everything I've done was to, I guess, prove people wrong back home. Like, look, I made it out. Look, I'm doing this. Look, you still in Columbus. I'm popping my shit. I'm popping my shit. Like, look at me doing X, Y, Z. And now I'm like, ooh, damn. And none of that shit really ever mattered. You know what I'm saying? And for so long, I started to realize that I still do have a chip on my shoulder for sure. But like, and I shouldn't, but like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm shitting on all you motherfuckers. All you motherfuckers that doubted me are getting shitted on, right? But those things really don't matter. At the end of the day, I need to know that I'm sane. I need to know that I'm good because, again, like we talked about, I got to go home to me. So when I go home to my little penthouse, I'm in there by myself, but I got to go home to me. So none of this other shit and these other factors really matter. Exactly. And I think when you can sit with yourself and be like, I love me. I am proud of me. I deserve love and respect. Absolutely. I deserve peace. Like, I deserve to be able to sit in my mama's house rent free. Absolutely. Not working. Because rent is crazy. But go ahead. Because if I could come back, I'm not coming back. But if I come back here, woo! And I know Mary want me to come back, but I'm not. I'm not coming back. But if I could, come on, man. I would. And like, I had my fun. Like, I paid rent for 2 years. I'm cool on it. I love my mama. My mama loved me.
Yeah.
My nana happy to have me home.
Let's go back.
I'm chilling until and even like I was even told both my parents, I'm like, I ain't moving out until I'm financially ready to, until I'm mentally ready to, and they're fine with
and
that.
that's okay.
Like, okay.
Now you're 24.
I'm 24.
You feel me? Like
no kids.
Yeah, no, like
no
really
kids.
take that time and sit with yourself, bro. Like sit, save, do whatever, kick it. I feel like you need to kick it.
I need some fun. I'm actually going to Nashville next week for homecoming.
Yeah, okay, cool. Because I feel like
I need
fall
to
gotta be a time, you know? Because just like, you feel me? I don't know.
Live life and breathe air. Whatever iCarly said, okay?
Hold on. You do not have enough storage. Okay, we're gonna ignore that because that one's still on. Okay, cool. But yeah, so since the camera, hey y'all, if you listen to this audio, but the camera just turned off. One of the camera angles. So we'll go with that one. But anyways, okay, Nay. So for anybody that we're gonna wrap it up. So for anybody who is dealing with, coming back to their roots or not really, I guess not prepared to like tell people that they're back or not prepared to leave, like what kind of advice would you give them?
I'm actually say one of my favorite Bible verses.
Oh, come on. She said the devotionals is coming.
That's
Get into
been
it.
On my heart.
Okay.
So it is Philippians 4:6-7.
Okay.
And it reads, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and your minds in Christ Jesus. Okay. So if you don't believe in God, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
I'm really sorry.
I don't tell you. I really have nothing for you. But for those who are believers and you're in a season of feeling like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I am anxious. I am sad. I am depressed. I'm going through the worst season of my life.
Yeah.
You are not alone.
Yeah.
More people are going through hell than they'd like to admit.
Absolutely.
And it's natural to be fearful.
Yeah.
It's natural. So if you are afraid to go and you are afraid to come home, really analyze where that fear is coming from. Is it the fear of what other people are going to say?
Right.
Is it the fear of something new?
Yeah.
Is it like whatever that is for you, realize that is not a spirit of God.
Yeah.
Because God gives you peace.
Yes.
God gives you divine order and divine steps. Like even when I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go to LA, they're not gonna accept me, like God made a way for me to go.
Absolutely. And
it was because it was all in his divine plan and divine order. So fear is not a spirit of God. And one thing I'm learning right now is to really trust everything that I've been taught growing up.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? And to not be anxious for anything. Like anxiety is real. I was taking medication for it.
Yeah.
So it's very, very real. But once you admit that I'm struggling and that I need help and that I need a source, whether that's therapy or whether that is for me, God.
Absolutely.
Like once you learn to lean on those things and dwell in those things, it doesn't necessarily make it easier, but you are able to take the next step.
Okay.
So I would encourage you, one, to like figure out what do you want your source to be?
Yes.
Do you want your source to be fear? Do you want your source to be anxiety? Because if it's fear and anxiety and it's other people's thoughts, that's exactly what it's going to be.
Absolutely.
Fear, anxiety, and other people's thoughts.
Come on, preacher.
But once you develop a spirit of, I'm going to be blessed no matter the circumstance. I'm going to dwell in abundance. I'm going to dwell in green pastures and still waters and have my my soul restored.
Yeah, for sure.
That's when you find peace, and that's when you become okay with yourself. So I say all that to say that, one, you have to trust God.
Yes.
And as I'm saying this to y'all, I'm really saying this to me. Like, you have to trust God.
Yeah.
You have to not be anxious. And when you do have that, which is real, like everybody gets anxious, everybody has fear.
Yeah.
You have to cast that. For me, you have to cast that unto God. Cast that unto the Lord, because he cares for you. You have somebody that died on the cross for you. We shouldn't fear nothing.
Okay.
Because it could be a whole lot worse.
Okay.
And once you realize that, like, my life could be worse. I could be in them tents on the highway.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I could be without food. I could not have clothes on my back. I could not, granted my money's low, but I could have zero.
My money's low too, baby.
I could be negative in the account right now, and I'm not. So I think once you have a spirit of gratitude and realize that it could always be worse, you will be okay. For sure. And just take a chance. Like, I went to LA. Now I know, okay, maybe that's not for me, but I know because I did it.
Exactly.
You never gonna know unless you don't try.
Take a chance. You gotta leap.
You have to leave. Yep. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, period. Let me copy that one more time. Okay. Now you did so well, man. Shout out to you. You feel me? We're gonna wrap the show up with a temp check, okay? And then we're gonna wrap the show up for real. Think about your at names and stuff. People be forgetting them. But all right, so we're going to temp check. So you know what temp check is, right?
Yeah.
You write in a scenario and then we
have
right?
to. Yeah.
I like that. She be listening.
I be listening.
Okay, period.
I am prescribed with the realness.
Okay, let's go.
Prescribed with the realness.
So, my boyfriend of 2 years broke up with me because he said our relationship was too much of a distraction. He needed to focus on school. We've been broken up for about 3 months, and in that time, I've met someone who checks all of my boxes, and things with him are really good. Well, my ex just hit me up, and he said he graduates at the end of the semester, and he'll be ready to give me everything I deserve. What should I do? That's really a good one because
I'm kind of going through the same thing.
Okay.
That's a good question. So I will say this. So one of the reasons that I stopped talking to the guy that I was dating was because while I love him and care for him and he loves and cares about me too, he can't show up for me the way that I need him to.
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
And one thing that my therapist told me was that you cannot heal in a place that broke you.
I needed that. No, I needed that one right there. Dead ass. Dead ass, Nay.
Yeah.
You cannot heal. Say that again. You
cannot heal in a place that broke you. You cannot.
That's
so deep. I think that you should stick with the person that has been actively choosing you and choosing to give you the world. And it's not to say that your ex didn't love you, didn't care about you. Shoot, the guy that I was with loved and cared about me 10 times over.
Right.
But sometimes love is not enough.
Yeah.
You need somebody that's going to show up for you. You need somebody that chooses you every single day and does not choose you when it's easy. You should have not, and I'm not saying that the guy didn't even have a good reason that school wasn't picking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even saying that wasn't his story or his experience. But if it was that easy for you to let me go, you got to stand in that. Yeah.
Nay, you cannot heal in a place that broke you.
You can't.
Wow.
You can't.
Okay, so my take would be, I would say definitely try the new one. Because I feel like sometimes you do just need that new energy, right? Like when we've been together, we've had our differences, we've had our ups and our downs. I do believe in I've always believed in history, loyalty, stuff like that. But like you just said, I think that's the biggest part. You can't heal somewhere that broke you. I already don't feel safe with you based on our trajectory. Based on our history, I don't feel safe here. Yeah. So it's I can try. I've done it. Yeah, I've tried to be all right, you've done you, I've done me, whatever. Let's try to, but it's I still don't feel safe here.
Yeah.
And if I don't feel safe and I don't feel comfortable, I'm not going to be able to really be with you or really give you what you might deserve or give you what I want to give you as my person. You feel me? So, wow. Cannot heal. Say it one more time.
You cannot heal in a place that broke you.
Okay, sis. So it looks like we're gonna go ahead and go to the dude that checks off all the boxes.
Yes, for sure. Until he gives you a reason not to.
Okay, so does that mean you wouldn't go back to PhD? You wouldn't go back to him, or you don't know?
I don't know. I think it's way too early to tell. We've only been broken up since March, and that's kind of a long time too.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Okay, so it's still up in the air.
It's still up in the air.
I love that. Okay, so
if you see some episode of some years later, I love you, babe. I'm so sorry. I love you.
I'm crying. Okay, Nay, you did really, really good, bro. Tell them where to find you, Nay, the Media Mogul. Let them know.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram at nay.themogul. That's NAE.THEM as in mogul. Yep. OGUL.
Okay. And y'all can find me, prescribe DR_ and then prescribe DR, Instagram and Twitter. And then what else? TikTok is talking. Follow my personal page, official DR. Before we get up out of here, tell me how you feel about your episode. How you feel, Nay? You finally did it.
We finally did it, y'all. This has been such a long time coming.
Yes.
So, one, I'm just honored that you reached back out and that you asked me to be back on the pod.
Absolutely.
And that you asked me specifically in this topic. I feel like I actually have something to talk about.
Yeah.
I remember when we first discussed it, I kind of was like, what am I going to share? What am I going to talk about? Yeah. And this particular topic was so timely. And I feel like I actually have a perspective. Yeah. And I hope that this blessed somebody.
Absolutely.
Because it surely blessed me just to get this all out.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, another clap for her. Okay, y'all. So this Prescribe with the Realest. And I also want to say, like, shout out to you. You're 24. I didn't know you were 24 again. You're doing some big ass shit at 24. I was a little puppy. I was a little dog at 24.
Little dog.
Little dog at Buckeye Ranch. I was a puppy for real. So shout out to you for again. Very proud of you. I'm very proud of the transparency you gave on this podcast today. You didn't have to do that, and you did. So I appreciate that. And yeah, subscribe with the Realest, where we say the things your friends won't say, your man gonna lie about, and we out.
Bye.